Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name's Cody. I am the program director over here at Workflow Secrets, and I want to talk to you guys about something that is very pressing in this moment. And you've probably been inundated with people talking about it, but I was just on a video call with Mark, and we were kind of geeking out over it. You put two technologists together, that's going to be what happens, and it is the idea of OpenAI's ChatGPT. So I want to show you guys a couple really cool things that I've done thus far with it. And I also want to kind of invite or start the conversation with you guys about what you might be able to do in your real estate business. Now, I will lead with the disclaimer that this is just some intro level concepts, and I will probably dive even further into it as we move forward. But man, this is such a cool concept. It's such a relevant and pressing opportunity that I really wanted to bring it up and dive into it. And so, without further ado, I'm gonna hop over to my screen share and let's get going. So, if you have not yet started to understand or learn OpenAI, it's a artificial intelligence that has just been launched into the public, and I think they're in beta. And they pretty well give you, it's like $18 of credit to just kind of play around. And the best way I can think to describe it is think if you were to mix Google with Jarvis, right, from the Marvel movie Iron Man, and you were able to ask it questions like Google, but instead of when you ask Google a question, you get this long list of things that you start having to parse manually or like process the data of like, oh, what is on this website? Oh, what is on this website? OpenAI's Chat GPT just gives you the information. Now, there's a lot of really cool things that you can do with that, but this is just so some of the things that I've done thus far. So I created a free account on openai.com, and you can go into the playground and you can start to kind of play around. So the very first thing that I did, and this is concepts as a entrepreneur building a business that I would really encourage you to start thinking about in your own business, is I started to think to myself, you know what, Cody, how can I train Chat GPT to do or help me most efficiently? And so what I did was I'm gonna jump off and pull up a document. And basically, I said, I would like to give you a comprehensive overview of my business. So the first prompt that I had done, I had started by asking it, how could I teach you about what I do? And in teaching you, would you be able to kind of learn and process along with me? And it said, hey, all you've got to do is give me a comprehensive overview. And so basically, I sat here and I wrote what I do. You know, I have a residential real estate technology company. I work with real estate agents, you guys, to be more productive in their systems, such as CRMs, with a SaaS-based model. That's software as a service. And it's my goal to help them with their business using technology to reduce time waste. And I think ChatGPT is going to help us with that. And that's why I'm so excited about it. I would love for you guys to just have more time to enjoy life, whether this is my sales pitch, but I love saying it this way because it hits home, whether it be with friends, family, or that hobby that you took up several years ago and you just haven't had time to get back to. But I think that those are important things. Or like as a real estate agent, sometimes we actually do have time for our friends, family, and hobby, and we just need that extra like 40 hours a year that we could invest back into our business to make a little more money. And at the end of the day, we all have reasons we come to real estate. We all have things that we are hoping to accomplish, but I like to think that those are two of the more predominant ones, and most folks can fall into the either more time in their life or more money. I tell Chat GPT how I do that. I sell services, I take coaching, I build systems. We have API parsing systems that pull data from the dashboard. That was like a lot of technical jargon. Basically, I talk to your CRM and I say, hey, that's some pretty cool data. Do you care if I like look at it? And if you've agreed to this, it says, oh yeah, not a problem. Here you go. Have that. And I throw that into like Excel spreadsheets, and we take the Excel spreadsheet data and we convert it into dashboards. Which, if you guys haven't checked out the Workflow Secret dashboards, that's what we do. So we've got dashboards, and I explain what a dashboard is, and I then say, I believe that this is a comprehensive overview of my business. So before we go any further, I want to really speak to a statement that I'm hearing a lot in this space. And it's this idea that, like, oh, we might as well just get rid of writing because the book reports of the world are all going to be written, and it's society is collapsing, right? Like, everyone is just going to the extremes. And first off, Chat GPT doesn't have access to the internet, so sometimes it'll be like, I actually can't do that for you. I don't know. It's not in my training. Sorry, try again later. There are ways to kind of help encourage it, like telling it what you want it to know. But at the end of the day, I think that as we move into an age of AI, this is just like we as people, right? So the importance of discerning that we as people need to understand this. As we move into the age of AI, it is going to be very important to remember a couple of things. So someone explained it to me in this really strangely poetic way of the theory of infinite monkeys. And I was like, what? But essentially, if you have an infinite number of monkeys typing on typewriters, eventually one of them is going to write Macbeth. And it's like, if you have an infinite number of things, eventually something will happen, right? And how I kind of perceive that is this monkey doesn't understand what it's doing, but it was able to do it. So sometimes what is going to be required is expert or understanding of a topic. And so this comes in a couple forms. You have to know what questions you ask. You have to know how to format them in a way that ChatGPT can understand. And then you have to know how to explain what you're wanting to give ChatGPT. That way it can best help you. So there's a lot of understanding. And I think this is going to be where we as humans kind of start to shift, like the consciousness of the world is going to start to learn these skills. Like, we as humans have learned how to adapt to social media, right? Well, I think that we are going to learn how to adapt to writing for clarity and making sure that we're asking good questions, which, like, I'm kind of here for the ability to ask better questions. Now, once we have that, ChatGPT doesn't know whether something is or is not right or wrong, and it's going to give you an answer with just the confidence of like a 16-year-old with a new Mustang, right? And so what that means is, like, it could tell you that 2 + 2 = 47, and that's not right. Sorry to break it to you, but that's not right. And so you, as a person using AI, as a practitioner of this new technology, you have to be able to discern or comprehend and understand and process what is being given to you. And so I just think that there is a lot of power in this tool, but we need to take the onus, like they used to say you can't believe everything on social media. Now it's like shifted to like people just read headlines and they move forward with their day as such. But I just think that, like, AI is an incredible tool, but it calls us to do more and be more because it's going to expect more of us, better questions and better ability to understand and discern what is being given to us. And so, maybe it's the fact that I have a master's degree and had to do a lot of research, but I just think that at the end of the day, don't take what it gives you wholeheartedly. And I'm going to explain to you why in just a second. And I just think that this is an important concept. So with that all being said, let's jump back over to this idea that I have right here. So I've told OpenAI, ChatGPT, about my business, and I will then say something along the lines of, this is what my business is, what I do. I would like you to remember this so that when I ask you questions, you are able to give me better answers. And then you just hit submit. And then ChatGPT will type back to you. Thank you. So I haven't asked it any questions yet. I've just kind of laid some foundational work, right? And so now what I could do, let's say I want to focus on marketing. I have a background in marketing. And so this is where it's so funny because everyone has been screaming, the age of the copywriter is upon us. And if you're a copywriter, you're going to be well taken care of. And then this pops up and it can pretty well write your copy for you. Now, let's go back to that idea that discernment is going to be so key, because you can write copy, but it may be trashed copy. And again, I've got an example that I want to show you about how I am going to practically apply this. So let me jump back over here. When I was talking to it earlier, it actually responded. I believe this technology can help real estate agents be more productive in their business, increase their income, and have more time for themselves. So it's like it observed what I had given it, and it recognized it, and it stated it back to me in kind of like a comprehensive. So I knew that it understood what it was doing. So from here, what I started playing around with is I asked it, do you have any suggestions based on what you now know from me and my description above? I'm pointing back to what I just told it of content that I can create. So let's jump into that and play with that. So you're welcome. This is a side note and a tangent, but so many people are rude to their Google and their Amazon based items, and be kind to ChatGPT. Like it's doing its best. I thanked it the other night for helping me. I was going to go watch a movie after that, and I told it to go take a break. Like you just get on their good side, because you never know. I'll throw a tinfoil hat on for that, but come on, like let's be kind people. If nothing else, it translates into your life a little more. So it said thank you. That was kind of it. So you're welcome. Whoops. Based on what you know about me and my business now, can you provide me with 3 examples that are 7 sentences each, per example, that are 7 per example of a social media post I can make for my customers and share to Facebook. End with question marks. Just clean up, share on Facebook. And we'll see what I can do. And as you can see, boom, it starts writing out some examples. That's pretty cool. Cool. They're not quite 7 sentences each, but that's pretty dang close. So at that point, I could decide down here where that submit is. We've got a couple. We can undo last question or last response. I can also regenerate. Or if ChatGPT is doing a good job at giving you content, you can always use the thumbs up tool, and you can basically help it understand that it's doing a great job for you. But let's take a look at these examples. And so the first one is, are you a real estate agent looking to make more money and save time? If so, I'm here to help. I offer high ticket training and coaching on how to increase your productivity using technology to reduce time waste efforts. With my help, you'll be able to choose more deals and make more money with less effort. Check out my website to learn more and get in touch today. Hey, that's not too bad. Now it's pretty generic, but here is where we, as the operators, we are AI operators, we're practitioners, can use that favorite word of mine, discernment, right, to start to adapt these. So you can highlight, you can control C, you can go into, I like to use Google Docs because it's cloud-based and it's easy. And then you can paste it. Wow, that's nice. So from here, what I would probably do as a social media manager or someone who is trying to build some social media posts for their business, I would sit here and I would grab this and use it as a baseline. Now, this is not a final product. We need discernment. I'm going to just keep saying it, right? So this is not a bad opener. Are you, as a real estate agent, looking to make more money and save time? Man, that tells them what their problem is. So like from a copywriting standpoint, that's a good opener. Could we make it more specific? Probably. If I had gone in here and I told ChatGPT that I work with Minnesota based real estate agents that have 1 to 6 employees and close 70 transactions per year, maybe it's going to give me something a little different. It's all about what do you feed it? How much does it know about you? How much does it understand about you? So are you a real estate agent looking to make more money and save time? Probably are. We all are, aren't we? Right. And then I help. I'm here to help. Hey, good thing. I'm so grateful for that. No, I am. I offer high ticket coaching on how to increase productivity using technology to reduce time waste. Now, here's probably where I would go in here and I might clean this up a little bit. I like this. I'm here to help. I offer, and maybe we explain a little bit more what we offer. High ticket coaching on the tactics that you, as a real estate agent, can apply to your business along with in-person coaching designed to help you refine those systems to increase your productivity and use technology to reduce time wasting efforts. And we have a little bit more context, right? Now, this is probably not my final draft, but for this video, like that's pretty good. Now we're getting there. So with my help, you'll be able to close more deals and make more money with less effort. I don't really like that. That's like so generic. Like that's oh, how do you open a door? You open it, like so this is where ChatGPT, it didn't know enough and it shot, it gave a shot. And so again, I would just go in here and I'd clean this up. So that is kind of one example. See how we were quickly able to tell it a little bit about us ask it a question, and it just gave us some options. Now, each of these could be turned into a post. We, spend 5 minutes cleaning them up, and boom, now we have 3 social media posts. Now, I had given it the instruction for 3 examples. When I was playing earlier, I actually asked it for 10. And it was just cranking them out for me. And that was really cool to see. Now, eventually you will see, here's how it gets translated over. Eventually it will kind of clog up ChatGPT. And so what I've found the easiest way to do at that point, you can actually save presets. So I have a identity build for our company that basically states this. And then I also have one that I built out that we just launched a book. It's called Our Best Workflow Secrets. It's a real estate agent's guide to success, even in a changing market. And in this book, we give strategies and tools, but most importantly, we give tactics on how to actually execute on all of these concepts, from how to find more customers, how to make more money, mindsets that you need to embark on or take on as a real estate agent to find success. There's just all sorts of topics. If you're interested in that book, it's on Amazon, and I would be just so grateful for you to support us. But what I did was I took the entire first section of that book and I plugged it in here, and I said, "Hey, ChatGPT, this is the first section of my book. Can you like read it, comprehend it, and learn from it?" Let's see. I think I wrote, no, these are my notes for this video, right? So all over the place, and I apologize for that. That's ChatGPT. If you guys thought that this wasn't live, you were wrong. This is as live as it gets, right? Oh, here are several of examples that I actually used to create some social media posts on our Facebook group for that book that we just launched, right? So ChatGPT, it was helping me, and basically I gave it that first section of the book, and after that I told him who we work with, and from there I asked it to write me some copy for Facebook that would help me maximize my click-through rate, CTR, to get people to buy my book or convert on clicking this link right here that takes you to this book. So he gave me just all these examples, and copied them down. Some of them I turned into posts. Some of them I have not yet, and maybe I'll evaluate them later. But as you can see, this makes the content strategy just so much easier from a content perspective. Now, I haven't posted any images or anything, and there are AI that can generate images. I'm sure you've seen at this point so many people who are making their profile photos these images, which is, it's really cool. But man, there's so much to be done. There's so much that you can do, and there's just so much that it's willing to do for you. But I'm going to circle back, because at the end of the day, there are some keys to this. And the first key is, I'm going to say it again, it's discernment of understanding. So here's another example. This is RealVolve. RealVolve is a CRM, and we integrate with RealVolve. Basically, the reason I love RealVolve is for its workflows platform. And my founder, my partner, Mark Stepp, he is actually a real estate technologist, and he's who I wrote the book with. And we took strategies that he's been teaching for the last 3 decades. We plugged it into this book, but he invented this workflows platform. And so I just, I'm obsessed with it, because what you're able to do is you're able to automate out processes. So, if you have, say, an email series, and this is where it gets fun, right? Let's say you as a real estate agent are a post-it note hero, as I like to call them, and you write the same email once a week, every week, and it takes 10 minutes to write. And you've been writing it so long, you know it like the back of your hand, but you still have to write it every time. Well, what if you just had to write it one time and it was in a template, and then you never had to write it again. You could just attach it to a workflow or a process that is going to sequentially go step by step by step. And you can set those processes to be done automatically or manually as you click through them. It's a checklist item, things like that. Well, what I did was we actually have some marketing campaigns that are in RealVolve, and we're not real estate agents, but we still use RealVolve because the power of the workflows engine is just so incredible. So here's how it plays out. Someone goes to my website and they sign up by giving me their email address. Well, the very first thing that I do is I send them a copy of section 1 of our book, because it's like, if you want to start somewhere, start with that. And, it's going to give you all these incredible philosophies and tools and tactics that you as a real estate agent can apply to your business so that you can be successful. And it starts with like understanding a concept called your why. Simon Sinek speaks to that. And then understanding your niche and becoming an expert in that niche, and some just really cool stuff. But they send that. And as soon as they do, Zapier picks it up and they start a workflow on them, and it starts sending out emails. And this specific one has 8 emails, I believe. But what I did was I took the email copy, and I had already told ChatGPT what I wanted it to know about me, right? I told it about my business, and then I also gave it a little bit of context about the book that I was sending them. And then I said, okay, now that you know all of this about me, what I would love for you to do is take this copy that I have of this email, and I would love you to clean it up so that it is easier to understand, it's more powerful of a message, and it converts better. And again, that click-through rate, CTR, it's a marketing term. Basically, it gets people to click on this link that I've provided, because I would like for them to pick up a copy of my book. That's the call to action that I'm asking them to do. What I want them to do is pick up a copy of this book. It would be great for me, and I would love to help you. So I plug in an email, and see, this is the first email. So let's who are we? Here is the original one. Now, it's not a bad email. This is my copy that I wrote, and it was converting pretty decently. But once I clicked it in, ChatGPT cleaned it up a little bit. Now, as you can see, a little more, form fit, a little bit nicer on the thighs. It has a little bit easier to understand copy. And at the end of the day, if people understand it a little better, maybe they'll read the email. Like, people reading emails, people opening emails is like such an art in its own right. I think it's like a 10% chance that someone will even open an email these days, let alone read it. So I'm just helping myself out. I'm giving myself opportunities to be successful with my marketing efforts. And so this is where you, as a real estate agent, like, your lead gen efforts are, they're so important. We have to get leads in the door, or else we're out of business. And so we can take the copy that we've already written that, is maybe not the best copy, but it gives the message. And we can tell ChatGPT, hey, this is where I live. This is who I serve. This is what I do. This is my business. Just all these different context points about us. And then say, here's an email I wrote, and I would love for you to write it for clarity, so that someone who, and then list off who you're wanting to talk to. Someone who's a 55-year-old female from Nebraska will be likely to respond to it when she's looking to purchase a $555,000 townhome in the hills. And ChatGPT can start to do things like that for you. And so I started doing this. Now, here is where I'm gonna like red flag, discernment, right? I keep saying it because when I was doing this, I got to like the 3rd email, And what ChatGPT gave me was like, it just wasn't it. It lost some of its soul, some of its guts, some of the thing that made it really powerful. Because it definitely wasn't the third one. It must have been the fourth one. That's the fifth one. You can play like Blue's Clues. You're like, no, it's right there. It's right there. If you've ever had kids, but this email is we're telling a story about one of our clients that we had, and bless his heart, I'm not gonna give you his name because that's rude. But he had just a mess of a business. He had a kid on the way. He was in his like mid to late 30s, and he had like just gotten a prescription for heart meds, and we're like, dude, something's got to change. And he just he like led with this like, I don't have time to change. And we're like, you don't have options. You have all the time until you like pass out croaked over dead, or you just like you pony up and do it now. And this was like the start of a really great friendship. And he's made a really incredible transformation. So we're talking about this in the email. This is a really powerful story, right? And when I gave it to ChatGPT made it better for comprehension, but we lost that storytelling ability, that personal touch that really made the message empowering and important. And so at that point, I was like, ooh, that's not it. And so I ended up having to kind of hybrid the two. And it's a good thing I made copies of all my old emails before I just like redid them, so I didn't lose that text. But also, like I could have just scrolled back up and it would have been on ChatGPT. But I was able to craft these messages again with speed, and they all have a important reason for existing, and it's all designed based on what ChatGPT knows. So this is kind of where I'm going to leave you guys for now. Again, this is my notes right here. Questions. What are some of the things as an agent that you would want to use OpenAI's ChatGPT to assist you in, and how would they, how would you apply this to your business? This is how I am currently using it. This is how I am currently applying it to my business. Hopefully it's getting your brain going. And at the end of the day, save time or make money. Like ChatGPT is gonna kind of help you do both, which is pretty cool. And I'm gonna keep saying it. Discern. You have to be able to discern this proof of value and proof of concept. There's, even in RealVolve, you can go and they've got this really cool like workflows store that you can like download templates, right? Library, not a store. It's a library. Come on, Cody. But some of them you pay for, some of them are free. But these are all skeleton workflows. What I mean is they're written by someone else for someone else's audience in someone else's area. And I'm sure they'll be fine, but they're not going to be yours, right? And it's the same concept. ChatGPT is going to be fine, but it's not always yours. And so that next step is just so crucial in that. And I just think that there's so much value for us as technologists. There's so much value for us to embrace this space. Don't run from it. Don't be scared of it. Don't think that it's taking your job. They're going to take our job. No, that's not what this is. This is a tool. Again, think back. Jarvis helped Tony Stark in the Marvel movie Iron Man to accomplish some really incredible things. And I think at the end of the day, that is how you can use OpenAI's ChatGPT for good. Now, I will, I'm going to kind of close out with this. This is openai.com, and I'm in the playground section. If you want, this is like a playground of ChatGPT. If you want the real ChatGPT, if you're looking for ChatGPT, maybe you're like, Cody, that's not ChatGPT. Go ahead and click on it. I have a profile with them as well. And so you can just log in, sign in, sign up. And I'm not a robot. You don't get to see my password, not today. But you can do the same thing here, and it's kind of got this fun little like Google interface. So here are the things that like at a high level, if you are just like barely technologically savvy, this is great for you. That you got this all day. Now the key to this is knowing what questions to ask, knowing how to ask good questions, and articulating what you're looking for, knowing what information you need to give ChatGPT so that it can help you as efficiently as possible. And then at the end of the day, being able to discern what you are asking and what it's giving you. That way, you're not just blindly following what it gives you, because it's going to have the confidence of a 16-year-old with a brand new Mustang. And I would wager that that's probably the worst confidence to have. So these are just some warnings, some really cool stuff. Now, outside of that, me and Mark, again, we're nerding out about this. If you go over into documentation, there's like all these cool little things that you can learn. One of which is your ability to fine tune your chat GPT. And I told him, I said, Mark, I'm not a developer. I don't know how to code. I don't understand what this means at all. I know what an API is, and I know that you like to call them, but I couldn't tell you what that does or means or how it works. And so I challenged him to kind of look at this stuff. But there's next steps, there's different layers. You can start to fine tune, you can start to train, you can use the API and start pulling it in. And we started kind of riffing on some really cool ideas that businesses could apply from a technology side using ChatGPT's API, and how they could make their customer experience even better. And so, man, there's just so much cool stuff going on. But I'm going to stop here for now. And this will be an ongoing conversation that we're having. I'm just going to share with you guys kind of blog style what I'm learning, how I'm going about it, and how this might apply to you in the real estate industry. But please do me a favor, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, let me know, are you playing on ChatGPT? What have you done so far? Give me some ideas of ways that I can start to migrate through. I can start to learn, and let's grow together. Let's become the experts. I just think that in the next year, there are going to be some people that are going to emerge that are going to have spent the time to do that. And I think that they're going to be better for it, both for their business, for their own learning, and for their ability to move with speed, which is going to translate in more free time or more money, right? And that's the name of the game. So that's what I've got. But I'm just so grateful. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you're having a great time playing with ChatGPT. And I hope to talk to you very soon. But you've got some homework. Let me know, what are you working on? And we'll dive in from there. But have a great one, and I'll see you very soon.